YouTube Nation? I'm back. Yeah, today's NFL football Sunday. Monday's football game, I could do the Bengals and the Steelers. I probably might make that video later today. It's not that I care for, just I'll eventually make the game. But Thursday's night football game, that's worth making into a video, because it's the Rams and the Seahawks. Now today's YouTube video is going to be called Sex Game Universal City Walk versus Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is one of those more fun, joyful, relaxed type of videos. Told you, we're not going to always be talking about sex and dating all the time. But I do have a video coming up sometime after this that will probably relate to sex and dating. You might want to stick around on this channel. I am running out of space, and I'm only doing these videos before I switch over to my emergency reserve channel. Some of you might get upset when you look at all these videos and then find out there's no more video uploads. So I'm dropping them now so that when I move to that channel, you can't be going in the comment section saying, Alex, why you stop making videos? You're popular on YouTube. Why you ain't making the video? I'm making the videos, I'm just running out of space. I got a reserve channel I gotta make. So, now, what I love about Universal City Walk, I love Universal City Walk because it's Universal Studios. I mean, you got television, you've got film, you've got creative imagination. You know, I like when they got Halloween Horror Night, if you've ever been. I've actually one time almost went to Halloween Horror Night. Problem was I didn't bring enough money, and my best friends didn't have no money, which it was a shock to me that I had money, but the other two were broke. And I like it because I love horror. You know, I like that old school horror. I like Dracula. I like Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster. I like the Wolfman. You know, I like the old school horror. And of course I do like the new school horror. I am going to make a sci-fi horror channel in the month of October for those that love nothing but science fiction horror. I'll probably call it sci-fi horror / comic / anime or something, because I have way too much content to put on one channel. Like, it would kill my YouTube channel if I was to do that. But I love Universal City Walk. I love the stores. You know, I like this one particular store because it has almost every toy that you possibly can think of. You know, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. They've got Witchblade, they've got Blade, they've got Spawn, Ghost Rider. They've got Captain America and Iron Man. They got the Avengers and Ninja Turtles. They have Batman and Superman. They have Power Rangers. They have Thundercats. They have almost every action figure that you possibly humanly could think of. They even have toys that they're not appropriate for children. Like Witchblade, that's not a toy that's appropriate for kids. Same thing with Spawn. Same thing with a hero called Darkness. Not appropriate to play with. You know, I mean, of course they have Pokemon and Digimon, of course. But this one toy store, I love it because it's old school. You know, you're not going to find too many of these toy stores around your area. But at Universal City Walk, you can find a toy store that was back since the 1960s, the 70s. You know, so I love this toy store. You know, I've taken pictures of it, but I can't put it on YouTube because the pictures wouldn't come out that bright. They wouldn't come out at all good. And plus, YouTube would take them down. So, now, what I like about the idea of them doing Jurassic World, I like it because I like Jurassic Park. I mean, I really love those Steven Spielberg films. I love me some Jurassic Park. Now, for them to call it Lost World, it's even better. They have Terminator, which I love the first two films of the Terminator films that James Cameron directed. You know, Terminator 3 was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't perfect. It was an okay action film. Arnold did his best job in Terminator 3. There were some parts in that movie was corny. Even Arnold will tell you Terminator 3 was a bit corny. Terminator 4 I thought was better than Terminator 3. I thought it was better presented. because of Christian Bale made the movie serious. So that's what I love about Terminator Salvation. And I like the fact that they have the Terminator experience at Universal City Walk. So I love Terminator. I love Jurassic Park. I like Jurassic World. They have the type of stuff that I love, and I just so happen to love Fast and Furious. I am going to actually go back later to get on the Fast and Furious ride, because I love the Fast and Furious movies. So much history with Universal City Walk and Universal Studios. It's like, to me, it's like the last place on earth that still has my childhood. I can go there and say, I love the Marvel superheroes. I like Spider-Man. I like Wolverine. I like the Incredible Hulk. You know, so they have that. I like Universal City Walk. Now, Harry Potter, not too much. I mean, some people might go, what? Alex don't like Harry? It's not that I don't like Harry Potter. It's just not so much on Harry Potter. But Lord of the Rings, oh, hell yeah. I love me some Lord of the Rings. Now, I know the Hobbits are not as good as Lord of the Rings, but I love me some Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter, not so much. My dad, he loves Harry Potter. In fact, when my younger sister took him to Universal Studios for his birthday, when I think he was 55 or 56, he was blown away by the Harry Potter experience. So my dad loved him some Harry Potter. I like the mythology of Lord of the Rings. I'm a Lord of the Rings type of guy, because you got the sword fighting, the magic, the storytelling, good versus evil. I mean, that's in Harry Potter too, but Harry Potter deals with magic but no sword fighting until later. But I like Lord of the Rings. I like the Hobbit movies. And like I said, I love my horror, and you could run into Jason Voorhees. I like Jason Friday the 13th. I like Michael Myers. I like Freddy Krueger. I like Chucky. The Child's Play. Some of those newer Chuckies, I'm not a huge fan of those newer Chucky films. I get what they were doing with those, but I like Child's Play 1 through 3. Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, to a certain extent, I like those films. And of course, if you ever ran into the horror maze, you would get chased by, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So a lot of that has my childhood intact. Whereas Six Flags Magic Mountain, they also have some of my childhood. Batman, Superman, the Justice League. They have some. I've been to Six Flags Magic Mountain only twice. Yes, I've actually been to Magic Mountain twice. It's very hot. It's like, it's hot as hell when you go out there. Like, that's how hot it is. It's hot. And I've only been twice. Now, I would probably put Universal City Walk, or should I say Universal Studios, number 1, and Magic Mountain at number 2. Some of you might say it's Six Flags Magic Mountain, and then Universal City Walk. Whereas I like Disneyland. That's a tough one. Oh man, that is a tough one to put into the conversation, because they're their own universe. They have some rides there that was from my childhood, but I'll make a separated video about Walt Disney or Disney World. But my point is, I like Universal City Walk because it has a lot of my childhood. It has a lot of y'all guys' childhood. I mean, I've gone to Universal Studios and Universal City Walk about a total of almost 8 to 9 times. That's how much I like Universal City, Studios. I like them television shows from back in the day. I like the Knight Rider television show. Yeah, the new one, not so much. The old one with David Hasselhoff, yeah, part of my childhood. The theme song, just perfect. The callback to those 70s, those 80s, those 90s, Miami Vice. Yeah, those were the good old days. You may never know, I might make another video called I Missed the 1990s, which, by the way, I'm going to make that tomorrow's video, I Missed the 1990s, where I'm going to go more into full depth on what I miss about those 1990s before we headed into those those later 2000s. There was some good stuff in the early 2000s, but you know what I mean. If you are a YouTube content creator or a subscriber, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Now, this is just one of those fun layback videos. Now, Universal Studios, if you were like in high school or college, this is where you had your fun experience. This is where I wanted to go when I graduated from high school. Either Universal or Six Flags. Of course, I ended up going to Disneyland, which I was surprised that my high school did it. At one point they said Six Flags, but they said no, the graduating class of 2004 went to Six Flags, so they didn't want to give us Six Flags. Which, I didn't like that. Bias, favoritism in high school and all. Let's see, I wanted Universal. They wanted to save that for the graduating class of 2006, which I thought was not fair. We're graduating class of 2005. We should have the right to pick either Universal or Six Flags Magic Mountain. They picked Disneyland, which, yeah, I would have picked Disneyland if that was all you could get. But it's like it was nighttime. Most of the rides were open to us, but some of their hardcore rides were being fixed because they had been broken down and damaged, and it's like, this is killing my graduating experience. So it wasn't until a year or 2 years after I graduated from high school that a friend of mine took me to Universal City Walk and Universal Studios so I can kind of have the graduating gift that I felt that I should have got, because I like Universal. I like Magic Mountain. Now people might say, why you not brought Knott's Berry Farm? That would be the third place I wanted. When I heard I couldn't get Magic Mountain, when I heard I couldn't get Universal City Walk, I went in my head like, why not Knott's Berry Farm for a graduating gift? And they kind of said, we want to say that for the graduating class of 2007. And I'm like, again, with the bias and favoritism crap. People might say, but Disneyland is the best one. The thing with that is, I went to that when I was a kid all the time. And when I was in high school, my mom said, when you get a little older, we'll let you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. We'll let you go to Universal City Walk. We'll let you go to Knott's Berry Farm. I'm just trying to tell you how this whole thing is. But that's what I love about Universal. Magic Mountain, I only gone 2 times. There was almost a third time to go to Magic Mountain, but that was a time period where I had probably got my first job, and a lot of my friends were going to Magic Mountain, and, they tried to invite me, but I was like, well, I ain't got no car, I just had my first job, so yeah, I almost went to Magic Mountain 3 times. Went 2 on record, but almost went 3 times. So yeah, I'm a Magic Mountain type of guy, but you gotta be careful with Magic Mountain, because you can't be driving too early in the morning or too late because they have curfew. And if you get stopped by a sheriff's deputy, you're going to be answering a whole lot of questions. That, and plus there are some groups in the area that are not fond of you. Yeah, you got to be careful with Magic Mountain. Universal City Walk is a little different. You can go. They have curfew too, but they close the theme parks like around 8, 7:45 or 8 o'clock at night. They close them down. Because, that's when their hours are over, and if you're not working there, you don't get to stay there. But I love me some Universal. I don't know what it is that job interviews, I go for Universal. Magic Mountain, the only reason why I turn out their interviews, if I was to get them, is it's far away, and I don't have a car, and even if I had a car, look how much gas money you would go through. Knott's Berry Farm, same thing, you just go through a lot of gas money. But I love Universal because I think whenever it's Halloween, I think that's the best place to go if you want your fun Halloween fix. So I don't want to make this video too long because it's one of those fun, joyful videos. Think about it. Everybody else is on the internet talking about, being an adult and taking everything too serious. A lot of people like to ridicule me for taking things, quote unquote, too serious, and go, you need to have more fun in life. And when I have more fun, then another group of people like to accuse me of being a joke, a prankster, and play around too much and don't want to take life serious. But Yeah, I like to have some fun. These are the places I go to when I want to have some fun. Good social experience. You could run into someone as a complete stranger at Universal City Walk if you couldn't get access to Universal Studios and become friends with them like that. Same thing with the Magic Mountain. You don't know anybody, you could become someone's friend like that. You don't really have to, have a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and all that other stuff because it's someone you ain't never met. Now, after you meet them, then, whatever happens after that happens with after that. These are fun, sociable places you can go to besides the nightclub, besides the bar. So you can't be saying, I'm tired of the nightclub and the bar. There are other places to meet people to have fun. And if you're trying to meet women, same thing. So that's probably why I make this video. So, yeah, it's 15 minutes in, and I'll decide if I want to make another video or not. Until then, peace.